Hello, stylers. Long time no see. I've missed you guys. I miss you guys. I miss you guys. So, progression of events and stuff happened, and I had to, I can only focus on so much at a time. So, today's video, and today, I am going to be doing so much needed tending to prep, kind of reestablishing things. I spent most of yesterday cleaning up, reorganizing, decluttering my workroom slash dining room. And I have pulled out several things that I want to work on today. Mainly, I want to get some patterns drafted for some upcoming projects for the late summer, early fall. I'm going to get a head start on some of that stuff so that when I sit down and do the DIYs and for the things that I'm going to be doing on camera, I will already have the prep work done. So you guys will literally be seeing me either cutting the fabric or heading right into sewing. I also want to get to mending today. I had to finish up something for a client. And then something else. If I have time, I would love to get a mock-up or two done. Something I want to make. Just so I can have that fitting and try on done. But other than that, I am going to start setting up to copy some of my favorite pieces of clothing so I can make patterns for it. I have a bunch of fabric. I have a bunch of ideas and I want to get started. And then we're going to do a check-in. I'm going to tell you guys, update you guys on what's been going on in my life, what I've been up to, why I haven't uploaded in a month. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing all of that good time and fun time, then stay tuned. Right now I just finished making a pattern for my favorite crop top. Guys, I don't know if the OGs remember this. This is one of my favorite bustiers. This is like one of my first bustiers. This faux leather bustier from Ashley Stewart. I have had this thing for easy 5 years. Easy. 4 or 5. At the most 6 years. I don't want to say I got it because I've been back in Chicago for 7 years. I don't want to say I got it back. I don't want to say I got it in 2016. It was probably 2017, 2018. So, we're about that time. We're going to say 4 to 5 years. 46. Let's say 46. 46 years I've had this thing. And this has been my homie. This has been my road dog. This has made appearances in several videos and several videos, style books, everything. People on YouTube, people on my Instagram have asked me about it several times. And sadly, this baby boy is starting to give way. The leather is starting to peel. The leather is starting to peel and it's getting everywhere. It has had some mending done. Like at one point the straps were becoming loosened from me constantly tugging it on and off. So I had to secure that probably like a few years ago. And then I had to do the other one. So it has seen its wear. And I love this so much. I could not possibly fathom getting rid of it. But sadly, there comes a time where you have to get rid of it. Now, I can take it apart and reuse like the lining, because the leather is unfortunately, I don't know how I would fix this. I don't know if you can. And honestly, I don't want that much work in my life, because if it requires work, it's gonna sit in a bag or a box for months, if not a year, before I do it. Because so best thing I can do is the pattern. That was part of what you guys, the B-roll you guys saw. I've copied the pattern. It consists of 5 pieces. And I'm going to make me another one. Whether I make it out of some suede I have, another material, whether I go get me some more faux leather, whether I get me some thrifted leather, probably like a thrifted jacket or something that is not in my size, that is of good condition, and remake this. I don't know, but it's time to lay her to rest. And this is a sad moment because I'm such a big advocate of recycling, mending. I have a bag of clothes that I'm going to put on my Poshmark to like resell, because I'm not wearing them. My style has changed, which is something I want to talk about in this video. But this is for the first time in a long time I am actively throwing away something that I beloved. I love this thing. This was a new era of style for Nadia. This was when Nadia saw something that smaller girls was wearing, and she saw, like, this was, and I still love a bustier crop top to this day. Still love a bustier and crop top, okay? I'm gonna put her in a recycle bin so she could be recycled. And yeah, so moving on, I am going to continue to make patterns and draft some pieces for my late summer fall wardrobe. It is mid-ish August, and the weather is surprisingly very nice. It has been mid to high 70s all week. Beautiful weather. And it's looked like fall is trying to come fall out. But we listen, that Indian summer kick on you real quick. So although fall doesn't officially start until September, I'm gonna get a head start on some things. There's a lot of things I want to make for the fall. I haven't done a lot sewing in June and July, because I had like pop-ups and I had other stuff going on. I did have some clients. I had a trip, so I'm gonna try to make up for it in August and September. And like I have some things. So right now what I'm about to do is make a pattern out of from my favorite pair of joggers. These are the Eloquii, what is it? Elements. Yeah, Eloquii Element joggers that I absolutely love. I love these things. I wear them, I dress them up, I dress them down. I unfortunately have worn them to work and got paint on them, so that may be another video where I'm going to paint some of my clothes because I've gotten paint on them, or I really want to, spice them up and like splash paint on them, or like actually draw something on them, whatever. Anyway, and so I'm making a pattern out of these because I want to use it for 2 reasons. One is because I have a jumpsuit, a boiler suit coming up out of some really dope vintage fabric. And so I want to use this shape for the bottom. And then I would love to get some more fabric and make more joggers out of some really dope, different type of fabric. Because I'm getting into joggers. I'm getting into athleisure wear. I'm getting into streetwear. My style is evolving. But I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'm going to talk about that later. Let's get into doing this, and then I'm going to put you guys on the tripod so I can work and talk, because right now you're on the table and you're kind of in the way. So, all right, stylers. So, what have I been up to? I've been up to a lot. I had 2 pop-ups back to back, one in June, one in July. Both were experience, and it has just I'm not gonna lie, that last one The one in June, the one in July that I missed work for. I did not go. I took off work. Was discouraging. I left there on the brink of tears and literally probably I definitely like did a silent cry in the car on the Uber back. I sold not one thing. Not one thing. No, I'm lying. I sold one thing. I sold one thing, but none of the things that I wanted to sell. None of the things I wanted to sold. I just dropped some new bags that it took me like 2 weeks to complete that I was really excited about, that I knew were dope. People seemed to love it, but nobody purchased them. And it just really left me discouraged. And I was like, I felt like such a failure. And I guess that's just one of the things that's happened with being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, being a creative, being an artist. Seeing something that you love and you're passionate about and you're excited for not get the attention or the respect or whatever that you feel like it's entitled to, that it deserves, that it's worthy of. And I felt that in that moment. And plus, I really needed some money for LA, and I was in my feelings, y'all. But God turned that thing around for me, y'all. When I tell you, God is so good. He good. He good. He a good one. Because I took that bag to LA and that bag blew up in LA. Now, granted, I haven't had a bunch of sales, but I got some things coming that I can't even tell you guys. I have like, I think this is like my third, fourth pattern for like a bustier. How many bustiers patterns you need? Not as many bustier tops as I have. That's how. LA was a multi-purpose trip. However, it originally was for this fashion entrepreneur business. It was a fashion entrepreneur trip. And so this beautiful Black business owner and creative by the name of Jessie. She is the owner of Irregular Exposure, which is a boutique. She is the creator, founder of the Fashionpreneur Academy, which is this platform, this academy, this educational platform that teaches other entrepreneurs how to launch, start, own, maintain, create a fashion business, whether it's wholesale, whether it's product design, fashion designers. And so the tour was part of that ordeal. The tour was in two parts. It was in two parts. So me and my really, really good friend Wanda, you guys should be familiar with Wanda by now. That is my homegirl. That is my roadie. We are in this entrepreneur life together. We went. So the experience was in two parts. So that was part A, which was for wholesale owners. So people who wanted to launch a boutique and to purchase their clothing wholesale, meaning they will purchase from other shops, designers, to order bulk number of those items and sell them in their boutique. So that's a whole nother world within itself. Wholesale designer, you need a license, you need a certificate, you need all type of other stuff. There are boutiques and owners that only sell to those who have a wholesale license. There's a whole like district within the LA fashion district that have these shops, these stores, hundreds of them, to sell to wholesale boutique owners, which is crazy. I didn't know that until my friend Kenya went last year. And I saw glimpses of it. She told me a little bit about it. But then it expanded when, my friend Wanda got into it and she did this tour. And then the second part of the tour, which was B, which was for product design. So those who were interested in actually designing clothing and other stuff, and then taking that design, that sketch from sketch into production. So we got to tour textile manufacturers, fabric sellers, fabric makers. We got to tour actual warehouses that manufacture the clothing. We learned about products like fitting, tailoring, fabric choices, the wholesale, not the wholesalers, the manufacturers, to actually that would take your what do they call it? I'm not even gonna try to give the technical term right now. That would take your product design that you have created with somebody else who helps you create a pattern, take that pattern, source the fabric, cut the fabric, sew it, and assemble it all together. Some of them only just cut and sew. Some of them cut and sew, add a zipper, do embellishments, embroidery. Sometimes you got to take it somewhere else. Like if you got to embroider on the sleeve, you got to come get the sleeve, take it somewhere else. Some of them are full service where they even will package up your products and ship them off to your clients, like your customers. That was so dope to me. Literally everything that I've been doing. Like we even saw a place where it's just like a computer in a room where they would digitize the pattern. Like I was mind blown. Like literally this paper that I use, I've seen it on a larger scale, laid out on a table, the pattern being made, it being scanned into a computer, and next thing you know, you see like the actual patterns that you buy in like the little packets or that you get download from the internet and you tape it together, but it's in one solid. Like that was so cool to me. So I was nerding out, not because I've never seen it before, but to see it done on such a scale. And I really had a nice rapport, like relationship with the creator and owner, like the person who was taking us of this, because I think she can tell, like from the things I said and the questions I asked, she can tell that I was about this life. This wasn't my first rodeo. This was just me, that the trip was confirmation. It was confirmation above everything else. God was really like, nah, babe, you about this life. And I'm like, I know I heard you said it, but to actually see it. So that was literally the first day. That was the first day. First day we was on our feet, walking around LA Fashion District. I saw Michael Costello from Project Runway. I almost lost my mind, guys. I was like, oh my God, that's Michael Costello. He's so little. Y'all, he walked right past me, greeted me and everything. I was trying not to freak out and lose my brain cells because he was right there in my face. And so that was the first day. The second day was like a full-on simulation of stuff that we had learned that first day. So we had pieces that we designed and we had to do a model fitting, and they split us up. They split the two parts up into smaller teams, that our teams became like our company. So we had a logo, we had a budget, we had a brand, like a brand message, a brand audience, like who was our clientele, who was our girl. And so all of that came into a factor. Let me bring this down about there. All of that came into a factor when we were designing. We had a style, we had a model fitting. Then we had to create like a mood board, like what's our brand, what's our imagery, and then we had to do like a styling session. I killed the styling session. I don't want to just brag on me, but I understood the assignment. I carried my team. I carried my brand. I carried. I killed it with the mood board, and I killed it with the styling. I'm not finna sugarcoat it. Okay, my team, we did what needed to be done, and I carried. That's all I got to say. So that was pretty much what happened in LA. I made so many connections and met so many dope Black business owner, entrepreneurs, fashion designers, stylists, all type of other things. And I really got to flex my creative muscle like I've never done before, because I got to see, like I said, I got to see what I've been doing in this dining room and upstairs in my bedroom for the past 7-8 years on a larger scale. And like with FullStyle Inc. celebrating her 7th, 8th birthday this past April, which I totally let pass by, and I just y'all pray for me. I'm okay. Y'all pray for me. But yeah, so that was LA. That happened in LA. And then me and my friend Wanda, of course, we had a full day where we literally just stayed in a hotel and created content. The hotel was beautiful. It was gorgeous. I would insert clips. It was so picturesque, so aesthetic, and we created content, and we just had ourselves an actual ball. We had a grand time. It was a good time. It was a good time, and so excited that we did that. I'm moving on now to one of my favorite tops, which is a oldie but goodie. This is a vintage thrifted top. This has been in several videos as well. There's nothing wrong with it. She's okay. She's okay. She has a little bit of paint on her. Like right there. But I'm going to leave her alone. What I want to do is, because of two of the things I want to make in fall, I want like a loose fitted button up top. I have a mood pattern for a button up top, but I don't trust it. And I've already cut fabric out of it, and I'm like, oh, I'm scared. So I'm just gonna make my own. And this is something I'm gonna make a pattern of this one, and then I have another top that I'm gonna kind of like have two tops, and I'm gonna like merge together to make one pattern. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, which is make a pattern of some of my favorite button up tops, because I need more of them. And I have been so unsuccessful finding another man's button up that fit me the way that this green one, you guys know it so very well. That oversized green button up blouse top, button up that I found in Ohio I think it was a Goodwill in Ohio, like in 2013, 2014, years ago. And I have yet to find one that fit me that good. I mean, it's oversized. I could wear it as a dress. And I want that. I want more of those. But I have not been able to find them. I even have a picture of like the tag, like the sizing. I've even tried Googling it. And I mean, I find them, but they're like $7,500 online. I'm just like. So I'm going to make a copy of that one. And then I'm going to make a copy of another one that's fitted, because I have something planned with some other fabric. So anywho, since we're on talking about shirts and style. So when I was in LA, I went there thinking I was going to do some things and I was going to learn some things about myself. But I also discovered, my style is evolving and changing. I've noticed it here and there. But when I got to LA, I really experimented. And I was like, when in Rome, I experimented. Okay, this my style really I experimented with what I wore. I wore things that I would never wear outside. And I've kind of been on that wave ever since. This cute little, you can't really see it, this cute little loungewear set that I'm wearing now, one of my favorite. It has like this little, bralette, this little sports bra kind of feel. And I love how much coverage I get and how much support I get. I wore it as an actual top. I will show that right here. I wore it as an actual top. And then I wore another little cute little bralette underneath, like these silk ties, these satin scarves that I made. And I tied the satin scarves in a way and wore it as a top. Like, I really was experimenting with my fashion, and I felt comfortable to do so. One, because if anybody has something to say about it besides my friend Wanda, I was probably never going to see so many people ever again. But two, is because LA is it's fashion. They giving fashion. It's different type of fashion that happened in LA as well. And I was like, I'm a experiment. I'm gonna give it to them. I went there understanding the assignment, and that's what I did, and I loved it. Loved it. I really, really have fun just trying out new styles and different ways of wearing stuff. Like one look, I went upstairs to do something else. Ended up not doing that look, but I had that little little bralette on, and I just put back on a button up top in the shorts, and I walked around like that and had the button up unbuttoned, so you saw the little black little bralette. And I would have never wanted to do that because I'd have been so self-conscious. Are my boobs sitting up? Can people see? But I've really just got more comfortable and more expressive and more experimental. I had to go out and do a thing that I did not want to do this past Monday. And I wanted to be cute. I wanted to be comfortable. And so I wore some of my yoga pants, some of my leggings, my athleisure wear from Fabletics, in this beautiful black and green. And I did my black bra, but I put on like a little black tank, and I like cropped it up, like folded it up so it's like a look, it's cropped. And I put on my favorite black and white printed shirts, and I wore that, like just that. And I had like a little hat, and it was giving streetwear. It was giving athleisure vibe, which is very trendy. You know, girls taking their athleisure wear, which is something I've seen in the people I follow, people on YouTube, people on the street. When, you know, the skinny girls can leave yoga and just have on their yoga pants, and, you know, and no one looks at them twice. But a big girl got on yoga pants, athleisure wear. Are you going to work out? Do you need to work out? Like, what's going on? I just wanted to kind of like take some of that and like flip on his head, but give you looks. Now, if my face would be and my hair was done, I'd have killed the game. But that was a very casual look. And I felt, if people was looking at me crazy, I ain't pay attention. If anything, people looking at me crazy because my hat literally says minding my own business. That's what my hat literally says minding my own business. So people start to be like, dang, she just, yeah, me minding my business. You should try. Joggers and the little bralette tops, wearing them outside as actual tops. I really do feel myself reclaiming some of those ideals and those stereotypes that, you know, that was pushed upon big girls. And, you know, I not embraced, I kind of accepted of what we couldn't wear, of what we can't wear, what we can't do. Now, I want to get to the place where I can not wear a bra. You know, I've been looking into like bra tape and, you know, like the brassy bra and the honey kiss one where it's like the wire little cup thing. I want to get there. I'm not there yet, but I want to get there because there are a lot of tops and there are a lot of dresses that I would love to buy, love to get, or that I have, and I would love to wear them as is. Not always feel the need to layer a top or something underneath it because I don't want it to show my bra. Or I can't wear it because I need to wear it with a bra. Because I know some big girls out here doing it. I know they are. I've seen it with my very own eyeballs. But I ain't there yet, not wearing a bra. I ain't there with just having the girls sit at their natural state of being. I don't want them sitting there. I want them up. I need them up. So I'm evolving. I'm embracing. I feel like as I'm getting older, I feel like I wish I've done some of this stuff when I was younger. Be more experimental, be more outrageous. But that Nadia was a different type of Nadia. She definitely was self-conscious. Even if I didn't, you know, perceive it to, even if, you know, I didn't let people see that in me. I definitely was self-conscious. I definitely had a, oh my God, what are people thinking? What are, you know, they're looking at me and yada, yada, yada. So this Nadia is like, I didn't been through too much. I didn't accomplish too much. I have overcame too much. I don't care who and they mama got something to say.